Welcome back to Sassy Granny Vlogs again. We're starting another vlog. This is still Monday though. The second week of January, our new year. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm getting this vlog started here now. I'm gonna cut this off and turn it around and show you another picture and tell you a little story of it. And then I will come back after that working on my paint chip journal. I have to think and get my words up here before I can get them out here. Okay, so I just wanted to, I guess let y'all see me, my pretty sexy self, to get the video started. Okay, see y'all in a little bit. Okay, so here we are. This is our next picture. So let me get it where there's not a glare. So this is one of my, I'm going to say, best friends. Even though I have not seen this girl. Well, my girl, I did go see her again one time. My girls were little, young, like 5, 6, 7 years old, somewhere in there. Maybe even a little younger. The last time I seen her. Before that, and it was both my girls, and before that time, when I had seen her, I was either pregnant with my first one, Elizabeth, or I had just had her and she was a baby. I had not too long had her. And then before that was when we was actually kids. I was probably, I could have been 15, 16 the last time I'd seen her. And I got married when I was 18. So that shows you how long in between I've seen her. So in reality, if I was to see her today, she's probably a stranger and I wouldn't know her. Probably wouldn't even know her by her looks. But back then, she was my best friend. I really liked this girl. Her name is Casey Goff, or it was. I'm sure she's married by now. She's probably got kids herself. Well, the last time I seen her, she was married. When my two girls was little. She was married, but she hadn't had kids yet. Okay, so the story of her, my sister, Becca, the Becca JB, when I was a little bitty girl, she was a teenager, Becca was, and she got this babysitting job of babysitting 4 kids. There was 2 girls and 2 boys. It was Lydia. Let me see if I can remember the boys' names and in the order. Lydia was the oldest one. And then there was, is it Greg? Yeah. And for some reason or another, us kids around that neighborhood would pick at him and call him Giggity. Giggity, for some reason, I don't know. Anyway, or Greggity, Giggity, something like that. You know how kids do. So it was Lydia, Greg, and then it was, I think Casey was the baby. So then it was Jamie and then Casey. So, and Casey was younger than me, I think 4 years younger than me, but all of my friends was somewhere around about 4 years younger than me. I always liked to be friends with the ones that were younger than me for some reason, I don't know. Instead of my exact age, I had a few that was my exact age, I guess, I don't know. Anyway, so me and her became real good friends. Becky would babysit them, so I'd go over there and play with them. She would come to my house and play with me. And then we ended up moving and not living too far from them. It was the same neighborhood. It was 2 different roads. So like my road, so like this picture was my house. And my road is right here. You'd go all the way down to the end. You'd turn up here and go about middle ways. And there was Casey's house. But you could cut through our backyards, And so we played every day outside. Me and her and all the other friends. I told you about that neighborhood that was full of friends that I had, and I loved it. That was the best time of my life. Anyway, so yeah, she would come spend the night. I mean, I had slumber parties she would come to and all kind of stuff. And I had a Halloween slumber party, and it ended up being bad weather, and it got real scary, and she got scared and started crying, and me and Mama had to walk her back through the backyards to get her to her house. She wanted to go home, and that was okay. I understood that. But we always had fun. Well, then, we moved from there to like another town that was like 2 hours away, but my sister still lived there. So when we would go see my sister, I would still get to see her. Okay, and me and her also, we traded addresses, and we wrote letters to each other back then. All right, then it wasn't long after that I ended up getting married, but me and her continued to write letters, and so she was older and had gotten up into the 6th grade, and she had sent me this picture in the letter. And December the 3rd, I don't know if that's when the picture was took, when she sent it to me, or if that was her birthday. I don't remember. And then it says, with love, Casey Goff, 6th grade. And so we continued to write letters for a while, and then we eventually lost touch. And then, like I said, after I got pregnant. I can't remember if I was pregnant with Elizabeth or I had had her, and she was, it wasn't long after I had her. It wasn't like she was a newborn, you know what I mean, but she wasn't a year old yet either, I don't think. And I had went to visit Becca. Becca and them's the one that lived down there on the coast, Escatawba, Moss Point, Mississippi, and that's where it all was. And so I got in touch with her. I called her up and told her I was in town and would like to see her. She was at home. I think my husband was with me, and we had just come for a visit, and we was riding around. I was showing him my old neighborhood and where the house was I used to live in. It had burnt down, but showed him where, and showed him all my friends' houses, pointed them out to him, and went by her house. She was still a teenager at the time on this one. And we drove in there, and she came outside, and we talked, and she got to see, if I had the baby, she got to see her. If I was pregnant, she knew I was married and pregnant or whatever. Okay, then another time, later after I had Elizabeth, and I had Katie too, and they were kind of up a little bit in age, I had went to visit my sister again. Me and the girls had went and stayed a whole week with her, and I had my car there, and I drove around the neighborhood, and I went visiting friends. And she was at work, though. She worked at like an eyeglass place, and me and the girls popped in on her and went and visited her. We had actually went and visited another one, Shelley Krebs. She was at her mom's house, which was the old house where she used to live, which was right across the house from where I lived at the time when we were all little. And she was getting in the pool. Well, yeah, she was setting out. Her kids was getting in the pool, her mama's pool in the backyard. So we stopped by there, and my girls, they didn't just get in, but I let them sit on the edge and get their feet wet. Well, of course, they did get their dresses wet. So then Shelley had to give me a garbage bag to put on the back seat for them to sit on, so they wouldn't get the car seat wet. And then we went by the eyeglass place where Casey worked and went in and visited her there for a few minutes. And so that was fun, and that was the last time I seen her and probably heard from her. I don't think we have wrote letters since then. I would love to be able to find her again. I have looked and looked and looked and searched on Facebook for her and cannot find her, and I wished I could. Alright guys, but that's my picture story for today. I hope y'all are enjoying these. I am. I wanted to do this for so long. Okay, well, I see that we're already halfway into this video. I'll be coming back later on this vlog with working in my sneak peek here. This is what I've done. My paint chip journal. Alright, toodaloo until then. Hello everybody. Working on my paint chip album. So this is what I've done. I decided not to do poster board. I remembered I had a big piece of foam. And so I got it and I glued my fabric on there. I had hubby to burn the edges so it wouldn't fray. My fabric was different from Shannon Green's. She deliberately made hers fray. I don't want mine to fray because it'll undo. So, and I wasn't going to try this myself, and you see what he did. He burnt a big piece off. And it left black marks here on it. And up here, I don't know if you've seen that. But anyway, this is the front side. This is bottom, this is top. And the back side's over here. And I've got my first, well, it's the last signature that will be in the back of the book. The others is going to come this way. I measured kind of my type of measuring, made a bunch of different marks because I messed up. You'll be able to see them. It's my book. I don't care. I couldn't do it without some kind of marks. I placed it and I put these clips on here to hold it. I got me a needle and thread. I've got purple thread on here. And I doubled it up and tied a knot. And if you can see here, so I started on the outside, so I'm going to let my knots be on the outside. You can see the thread there. I am managing, of course this is only the one thing. When I start piling on top of, it'll get more and more, but we'll see as time goes on if I can continue to do it. So I'm sewing across here with it. I'm not going to do this on camera because it is very hard to do. And I grumble and fuss through the whole thing when I mess up, and I'm always messing up. So there you go. I don't want to do that to y'all. But when I get it finished, I will show y'all. What I'll do is I'll sew all of this one in, and then this is my other, I don't know if y'all can see them over here, but I have the rest of the little things. It's going to go inside this one over there, and I've got to sew them in as well. And this may take days for me to get all of them sewed inside this one. And then I will show y'all the rest of the progress of that. But this vlog will continue on with other things, probably. So in my vlogs, I'll keep working on my book and showing the little bits that I have done to it, updating y'all on it. Alright guys, I'll let y'all go for now. We'll see y'all in the next clip. Toots until then. Okay guys, this is for the collab that I'm in with Life with Patty called Artesian Journal Prompt 2024. If I am saying that right. This is the hashtag. And this was the first week's our introduction page we had to do. She gives us prompts to work in our journals. So I made my journal. This is my journal. And so these are my pages that I'm working on. So this week's prompt was photographs. So this is what I have done and come up with. All I done was I got on Google and I searched photo art, and it pulled up several things. And so I told myself I'm just going to find a few pictures that I really like out of these that I think is cool and neat. And so I did, and I printed them off, cut them out, and glued them in here. Found 3 of them. I just really like these pictures. They are so cool looking. So this here looks like it's either a bubble or like a glass or plastic ball that it looks like you can see the earth dirt, the grass, a little house, and trees. Now these spots right here was my printer. The ink kind of messed up and got it more inky there, like that. I'm not going to worry about that too much. I just left them. But I thought that was so cute and cool and neat looking. And I have a thing about trees anyway, and houses and doors for some reason. I don't know why. So then I looked in my stickers to see if I had anything that I thought would go along with it. And this is one of the stickers I just got in a Happy Mail from, now I shouldn't say, because knowing me, I'll get it wrong and not remember it right. I better not say, because there's two different ladies I'm thinking of that has sent me Happy Mail recently, and I'm really not sure which one this one came from, so I'm just not going to say. But it's cute. It's a jar with a house in it, with flowers and stuff. So I thought that, was perfect. So I stuck it on there, and then I did some doodling. I did the faux stitching around it, and I did some dots in the corners here, just a little bit of doodling. So over here on this one, the picture is like, it's a sunset, or it could be a sunrise, I don't know. I don't know if you can tell the difference. Other people probably can, but me, I don't know what the difference is, really. But anyway, it's like an ocean, or it may be a sea or a river. I don't know which one it is, but it's a body of water, okay? And a wave has come through, and it has splashed the water, but it's clear, see-through, clean water. And it's going, the wave, and it's turned back, and it's splashing over, and I don't even have my camera on it good night. And so it's almost met and made a circle, and I have a thing about circles too as well. But anyway, I just thought that was so cool looking and neat. So, I wanted to include that. I did the faux stitching around it. I drawed me some circles in that corner and then this corner. And then this picture, it looks like you're seeing some water. The road's wet or something. And somebody just stacked some rocks up. And I've always thought, I've seen this before, I've always thought it was cool that you could actually stack, if I could talk right, stock up rocks instead of stack them up, just stock them up. That you could stack rocks up like this on top of each other and it wouldn't fall. And, the big one at the bottom and then keep going smaller and smaller. That is so cool looking to me. So I put that down. I did the faux stitching around it. And then I got out my, what are these? Enamel dots, I guess. Flat back on one side. And I picked out a few colors and I glued them across there on the two. There was a gap. The pictures are not overlapping. There was a gap. You could see the brown paper. But I lined them up between there and glued them down. And then I did the faux stitching. I made it connect, So that is my 2-page spread for this week of Life with Patty's Artisan Prompt Journal 2024. I probably didn't say that right, but I will have it in the title, the hashtag, and this time I'm going to try to see if I can tag her. I didn't tag her last time, and she didn't catch my video. I had to tell her. But anyway, maybe I can tag her. I think tagging lets it go to her, and she won't miss it or something. Anyway, this Sunday, she's going to give us another prompt to work on next week for our next 2-page spread. And this is fun. I'm excited about this, and I can't wait. So if y'all would like to join, it's an open collab. You can join anytime. You don't have to do it every time, whenever you feel like it. But she gives you your prompt on Sunday, and you work all week till the next Sunday on that week's 2-page spread. The first week was the first introduction page, and then thereafter it will be 2-page spreads like this. You work on the both. So, if you want to join in. We'd love to have you. Okay, Patty is the host of it, Life with Patty. And if you put in the hashtag, let me show you the hashtag again, Artisan Journal Prompt 2024 is how you say it. And tag Patty, Life with Patty. Alright, guys, I'll let y'all go for now. We'll see y'all in the next clip. Toots until then. Okay, guys, we have come to the end of this vlog, so I've got to say bye. I just want to let y'all know that I have been sick. I caught what Albert had. We've all been sick around here. Katie and the kids, and Marcus has had it. Elizabeth's had it. But I think we're coming around and getting better. Just a head cold, I guess. Nose bothering you, sneezing, running, feeling stuffy and stopped up all at the same time. My throat has felt a little rough and sore for a little bit. But anyway, we're getting there. I'm sitting here doing some coloring on these little zines that I'm making and drinking some water. Got incense burning, got a candle burning in the living room. Alright guys, I'm going to say bye for this one so we can go ahead and get a new vlog started. Alright, toodaloo until the next vlog. See y'all then.